All right, let's talk five-star David Stone. You know who he is, the #2 defensive lineman in the country and the 10th best player overall. Oklahoma leads on the recruiting prediction machine, but it always wasn't that way. Michigan State was one time the leader. There's still a lot of time left in his recruitment. Could we see another team emerge as David Stone's RPM leader before this is all over? Let's bring on national recruiting analyst Sam Spiegelman. What's up, Sam? You're out there in Texas today on the road, but we're glad to have you here. What happened to Michigan State with David Stone? He almost committed there in January, but what's gone on since then?
Michigan State has been a staple in David Stone's recruitment through the length of his recruitment, which has been going on for several years since he's been an elite underclassman defensive lineman. He's developed really strong relationships at East Lansing. Brandon Jordan, Marco Coleman among them. Mel Tucker is the only coach left on that staff that's been recruiting him the length of that time, and that's the reason why the Spartans are still alive in this recruitment. Coach Coleman is now at his alma mater at Georgia Tech. Coach Jordan is now in the Seahawks in the NFL. That's opened the door for a lot of coaching changes in East Lansing and a lot of new relationships for Michigan State, one of the longtime contenders for Stone.
Yeah, a lot of coaching departures have kind of hindered Michigan State's recruitment of Stone, but they're not out of it by any means. So tell me, I know he hasn't named a top 5 or even a top 3, but if you had to say right now where Michigan State stood in his recruitment, would it be top 3? Would it be more like top 5?
I think the longevity of how long the Spartans have been recruiting Stone puts them in that top 3 category. And like you said, at one point they were the favorite. They had my pick on the On3 recruiting prediction machine, and it felt like it was just a matter of time. Those relationships worked out perfectly. Given the fact that the head coach is still there, and we know he's going to be in East Lansing for a good amount of time, and he's very familiar with David Stone and the important members of his family that are going to make this decision, I still think the Spartans are going to have a seat at the table. They're just not out in front like they were maybe a couple of months ago at full strength on the coaching staff.
What do you make of the Miami Hurricanes in this recruitment? They were able to get David Stone on campus back-to-back weekends at the end of March, first weekend in April. Have they been able to keep up with the rest of the pack since then? Because it's been 4 or 5 weeks since we heard about that back-to-back visit.
Miami is one of the few schools across the country that got David Stone on campus, along with the LSUs and Texas A&Ms and Ohio States of the world. But we know that Coach Cristobal loves to build from the trenches on out, and he's known David Stone for a long time, dating back to his time at Oregon. So I do think that Miami has some staying power here. We talked about the shakeup in East Lansing. That's opened the door for new schools to enter the picture. David Stone, we know, is going to take a lot of official visits. We expect Miami to be among them, with Mario Cristobal leading the charge, and we talked about the longevity and importance of those relationships. Of course, Miami's going to have a shot here.
All right, speaking of official visits, I know Oklahoma leads now on the RPM, but we're not even to official visit season yet. So who do you think has a shot at overtaking Oklahoma on the RPM if this recruitment goes the distance?
There's a couple of contenders that could get into the mix. Texas A&M and Elijah Robinson, Ohio State and Larry Johnson. LSU is a school that he once called his dream school, but they're all trailing Oklahoma right now.
Okay, well, we'll continue to watch those, but I just wanted to talk five-star David Stone. He's a really intriguing prospect. Thank you for breaking it all down for us, Sam, on the Inside Scoop. Thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that subscribe button for me, and remember to check out all the videos on the On3 YouTube page.